Hello and welcome. This is Chrisanne from Elemental Energies with Chrisanne, and I had an idea. So if you, let me grab it. If you recall the little mini book, the Halloween version mini book that we made, you didn't see that. It ended up being 2 videos. If you didn't see that, go back and check that out. I had an idea because I have some more paper left over. So this is a 12 by 12 paper that I cut down into 3 inches wide. So I have this piece left over, and you know what? I had a thought on what we could do. So this is 3 by 12, and then I cut a whole bunch of papers to go inside. These are 2.5 square. I think, wait a minute, hold on. I say that, wait a minute. Hold on, let me, yeah. These are 2.5 square. These are 2 3/4 square, and these are 2 3/4 square. Now the sunlight is messing up on me here. Hold on, let's see, is that any better? Okay, so these are 2 3/4 square, and these are 2 3/4 square. These are going to be glued directly here. These are going to be glued onto here, and then on the backs. And it's going to have brown edging, so it'll be fine. But here's my thought. I still have all of my Halloween stamps out. And if you're like me, you're always looking for ways to use your seeded paper dolls. So my idea was, let me use some of my Halloween stamps, and look at, I can sit them on things. So I'm going to make another Halloween little mini book using the Tim Holtz seeded paper dolls and some rubber stamps. So let's get cracking at this one. I like to have a lot of these little mini books on hand because I use them as gifts sometimes, or cards, or in lieu of cards. So there's a whole bunch of different pumpkins. So I want to use different pumpkins in all the different ones. Let me see. Let me get my inks out. I had just put everything away. And I thought, oh, that would be a cute idea. Let's do brushed corduroy. Let's do vintage photo. So I have vintage photo, brushed corduroy, spiced marmalade, and I am going to do antique linen and scattered straw for all my different gourds. And then these are going to be places that my seeded paper dolls will sit. And I like to do multiple colors on each stamp. Just give it a little huff onto it. Do that one there. Let's do another one. Press that down, and let's come over here and press that down. Yeah. And you know what I didn't get out was the little stem. could do some of the greenery too. Let's see, where did I put my paper out? Stem looks a little funny, but that's okay. You know what? I will do some greenery because maybe it will cover that a little bit. And I'm only going to do the greenery on this one. And this is pine needles. Yeah. Well, we'll just do a little there. Okay. And then the other thing that I want to do, I liked that stamp that I had, and that's from Spooky Sweets. Oh, so I'm using Spooky Fun, Pick Up the Patch, and Spooky Sweets. Oops. And that's not the one. Here it is. And I don't like this one full force. But I like something in the background. All right, I just had my glue stick. So my thought is to still do sort of a Halloween theme, but use some of these. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't turn the edges on these, which I wanted to do. Let me come through and do all that. Clearly before I forget. Ooh. This is 2 pages. Now I only need 4. I'm going to put that over there. I only need 4 of these. Okay, so we'll do those 4. And I might be able to do all of these at once. When it's thinner paper, the more you put together, the better it will punch. There. And then I have to do the actual book itself. So yeah, I need to catch up on my supplies of all of these goodies that I make. That's overflowing. I need to clean out the inside of that. Okay, all that is done. Good, put that aside. Now this one, I know, it seems like this whole week I'm doing nothing but these little mini books. But you know what? I had the supplies on my table here. And I figured before I put it away, let me get these made. I know it might seem a little redundant. Is this the bigger one? Or is this the smaller one? This is the smaller one. This is the one that's getting mounted on top of book page. And then I will just, whoops, mount this on this, and then put it aside for when I go to put my whole book together. So I can move my book over here. Now, I can certainly come in with my stickers and all that fun stuff. I did not do that on this one. Oops. You know what? I have some of these little bits here. All right. Let's do some of these. So we're combining the vintage with the Halloween, which is right up my alley. Yeah, we'll do this one, this little ticket one. There. Okay, I'm good with that. We'll put that over there. All right, so now let's get some more sitting paper dolls. It's not in this bucket. It's in this bucket. Here's a leaning one. We'll use that one maybe. Now that I'm looking for sitting ones, I'm not going to find the sitting ones. I'm only going to find the standing ones. See? There's a leaning one. Oops. Sitting. Okay. Sitting. Sitting. Oh, he's sitting and leaning. Sitting. Sitting, good. Too big. Sitting. Sitting. She's sitting? Yep, she's sitting. She's sitting. Take out some of these little bits. he's leaning. Okay, how many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I have more than enough. Okay. So let's pick that one. So what I want is some tall gourds in this one. Not tall enough, but let's do this, and then do this one on top of it. So there's a lot of fibers in my ink pads, apparently. And I'm just, whoops, that could have been a problem. Yeah, that's gonna work. Now I need to do that little stem. I'm not gonna do a stem there. And then, should we do some green? And then I want to do that green background. There. I like little things that bring in consistency. And then let's layer just some little bits in the background. Here's a dance ticket, but I'm kind of liking the way it is. We'll just do this one in the background. Okay. You know, I didn't ink those other guys, but that's okay. I don't think it would have shown up anyways. And let's do some inking here. I kind of like the combination of sort of the fall pumpkins with the paper dolls. There, happy with that. Put that in the pile. Okay, so I feel like something's under this, but it's not. So let's decide which sitting paper doll I'm gonna do next. I have this dance ticket. I kind of like that one. So I'm gonna have to build up the pumpkins on this one, going up that way. Okay. All right, let's do something's over here. What's a bird? Little bird came to join me. Let's switch it up with some of the colors of the browns on the pumpkins, and then I want to keep building up. Where's that gourd? And this one will be in yellows. Now let's see. I'm good with that. And let's do some stems. And let's do a little bit of greenery. Just brings in another color. There. And then let's bring in this greenery in the background. There. And I want the dance ticket with them. I know, it shakes the camera. I'm leaning on the table, that's why. All right. Yeah, I'm good with that. Actually, I should have done this first. There. Here's a chipmunk. Oops. Let's do it that way. Put these in my garbage bowl. Yes, Mr. Chipmunk, hello. These are crafting chipmunks. They like to watch what I'm doing. All right, oops. Okay. Let's see, who are we going to do next? Let's do him. Is he too big? I'm just gonna do a whole pile of these pumpkins. And I'll do different browns on the edges. Oh, I got a smudge on it from my fingers. 2 sides to every paper. That's what I used to tell my students. I got a smudge on it. Okay, flip it over. I used to say, I have this newfangled thing called 2-sided paper. Let's do another one piled up. Do one there. And we'll do one there. I don't know if I want to do stems. Oh, see, that's too. Let's do some little tiny pumpkins on top of those. So there's a whole bunch of pumpkins behind them. I'll do stems on the end ones, but not that one. Could be problematic. And if you don't know why, I'm not explaining it to you. Different show. Okay, let's do the little stem. I'm not going to do the greenery. I am going to do this green though. There. I kind of like these pumpkins. Let's just do some inking. I am making a mess, but that's okay. That's the joy. At least it is for me. Normally I use a whole bunch of these little vintage bits here by Tim Holtz, but I'm not today. And that's okay. And then let's put this on top of this. So I'm half done at this point. So this will be an hour-long project. There. Okay. Get these out and let's decide. Let's do her. I like just giving it a little bit on the edge. Different colors. The pumpkins just look massive around her, but that's okay. We're going to leave this one like this. Looks like she's at one of those county fairs with those gigantic, those gigantic pumpkins. I'm going to do a couple stems. Yeah, I'll do a couple. Yeah, that's good. That's it. Now these are a little bit different than some of the other stuff that I make. Okay. I haven't done a little kid one. I like her. You have 3 left. Did I do a leaning one? Nope. Okay. Those will be my 3. All right, so if I'm going to do a leaning one, let's actually start with this one. Yeah, we'll do this giant one at the bottom. There. I don't know if that's tall enough. Yep, that will be tall enough. And then let's do that green background. Okay. And you know what? I've had this 3 sitting here, so let's use this 3. Because there's 3 pumpkins, so we'll use the 3. And we'll attempt to get it straight. There. Okay. 2 more to go. Now, I do like her. Well, let's do a whole pile of gourds. Well, I mean, they're all gourds, but these gourds. We'll do both colors. Yeah, we'll do that. Actually, let's do some in this color. Do a couple more. And I know the size doesn't match up with all these, but that's okay. Kind of going for, oh, I didn't do the green. Kind of going for the colors and the theming. Okay, let's do the green. There. There. Something a little different. They're all a little different, that's for sure. Okay, now her. Let's just do a whole bunch of the little pumpkins. I like them all to sort of look different. Okay, now let's do the little brown stem. I might add one more pumpkin. Let me do one more right there. Maybe I'll do two. I don't know. We'll see. I don't like that one right there. All right. Yeah. I am good with that now. Where did, oh, here it is. Oh, I still have to do the green. Something's making a noise over here. Hold on, I don't know if something's falling. Oh, all right. And then the green. And we'll do this little one. There. There. Okay, now let's put it all together. Let's move these out of the way. We're done with those. Put those away in a moment. All right. Okay, that's right side up. All right. This is the best part, putting it all together. I emptied my garbage bowl the other day, so yay. This is cute. This is just something, I don't know, a little different. And I like to have these on hand if I just need to add a little something in a gift. I have a whole bunch of birthdays coming up. I mean, I could certainly sell these at a fair too. It's so tricky pricing things for fairs. Like, I am not a fan of that. I mean, this has taken me an hour to make. Now, I had the paper pre-cut, so I'm calling that an hour. I don't know. What would you charge for this? And what would you pay for it? You know what I mean? That's why I'm thinking sometimes I'm better off just giving them as gifts. And, I mean, I'm happy to give them as gifts. Don't get me wrong. That didn't sound too good. My friends know what I make. And they actually give me stuff like recycled books, etc. to make more stuff. Oh, you know, I didn't do the edging. Really see it on that side. I'll go through and do it later on that side. It's this side I was concerned about. Let's just put tape on everybody. I had to get the tape backing off. There's some noise over here. I'm gonna have to look at that. I don't know if it's the wind or what it is. And we haven't had rain in quite a while, and we are in a drought. And I'm very concerned because a lot of people that have wells, water wells, I have a water well, their wells are drying up. I am going to start conserving. I mean, I don't use a ton of water to begin with, but I have been doing a lot of laundry because I didn't have water for 2 months. And you know what? I think it's not supposed to rain until Wednesday. I'm not going to do my next laundry until Wednesday, I think. Yeah, this doesn't even show. All right, let's see. All right, let's look at what we have. So we have this, this. And if you open it all up, we have that, and we have that. I am happy with this. I think this came out adorable. It's a very different twist than some of the other things that I've been making, which I like because now I have a couple of these little mini books that I can either tuck in journals or give them to friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. Check out my website, www.elementalenерgieswithchrisanne.com. Like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And if you make some of these, tag me on Instagram and Blue Sky at Chrisanne1234. Thanks so much for tuning in. Take care and be free.